we are also very happy to host this online first online session. And we are indeed to continue the same in future. And I request all the participants to coordinate with us. And also, I would like to thank Mr. Shijin from Iconic Geeks, for accepting our invitation to share his views about the renewable future of energy industry. Since it is a renewable topic, there are more opportunities available for the academicians as well as the industrialists. I hope the session will be very useful for all the participants. Now I request Ms. Rama to introduce the speaker and start the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sri Rama, Assistant Professor of the Triple Department. So I feel proud to organize this webinar. So let me introduce our speaker of the day, Mr. S.U. Sijin, managing director of Icon Geeks. He's actually basically a design engineer. He has working experience of 5 years in shipping designing sector at HSL Vishakhapatnam, and he's completed his mechanical engineering in Chennai, and he has become an entrepreneur in 2017. That is what is Iconic Geeks. So, like we'll start the session. I would like to invite our speaker, Mr. Sijin, to present it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I hope everyone can hear me, and I request that everyone put their, a microphone in mute so that all the rest of the people can hear. There is 120 plus participants here. Yeah. No, it's good actually. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your words. So let me also introduce myself from my side, because it will be bad if I start something before introducing myself. So myself, Shijin Suresh. I'm a design engineer by profession actually. I used to work in Hindustan Shipyard Limited, that is HSL. I was a part of a team who have designed ships for Navy actually. So that was in before 2017. I used to work here for something around 4+ years. So after some time, I decided to start my own company, and I started my first venture, that is Iconic Geeks. I'm also an investment banker and online digital course, doing few stuffs like that. So in this session, or in this course, I'll be covering about the renewable future of the energy industry. So the topic itself meant to say something, that is that the energy industry is what I see will be be booming in the future, like what like the way we have seen internet in past 30 years before, or like how Silicon Valley have seen internet in past 30 years before. Right now it's the time to see energy in the same way. So whoever goes on it, whoever makes the startups now will be the best one to grab the opportunity. So that is why I have chosen this topic, and I also be sharing you 5 startup stories, because I think starting up is the only better way to to become, or to lead your way to the success in the future, rather than being an employee. Because all my life I always felt that employee or being an employee is the biggest scam in the world, because you will be always being paid off something very much, not even 5% to 10% of your work. So going out and starting up, or starting new things is what meant to be done here. So how I started my life is being an entrepreneur and all. From my childhood, I had this mentality that I can't take this 9 to 5 thing, going to school or college from 9 to 5. I couldn't take it up at all. And my bad is, I have studied from LKG to 12th standard in one school for 14 years. I was, damn frustrated when I was in 9th standard, 10th standard and all. From all that 10 kilometers, which I have traveled right from my school to my home, I was very much aware of each and every home, each route and all. And finally, people told me that, okay, you go to college, things will be different. In college, you will be a little more freedom will be there and all. I went to college. I came to Chennai. I am from Kanyakumari. That's my native actually. So being, after being in college, I was in hostel once more. So hostel, college, nothing was happening. Life was like that. And then people told me that, okay, you go to office, start working somewhere, things will be different. I thought, yeah, okay, earning something and working somewhere is far more good, right? So I went to office, got my job in Vixandic Design India Private Limited. That is a company based in headquartered in Chennai actually. And I was placed in Visakhapatnam. So before that, for me, I know only like 4 languages, say like Tamil, English, Malayalam, and Hindi. There it was a new world, Telugu. So I didn't know anything. I just went there and started working. After 1 year, the work was very much good. Being a design engineer, you need to be creative. You need to think out of the box things and all. But after a few point of time, I hated my desk. I couldn't sit there and work for 8 hours, 9 hours and all. So my family also luckily supported me to resign my job and started my own company. So I started Iconic Geeks as my first company. So that is why I have chosen here startup stories as my main subject. Even though my main topic is renewable energy, I am going to tell you what are the renewable energy, how they are used, and 5 startup stories based on these renewable energies. How people have innovatively think different, and they have started different companies with different ideas, changing the world to be a better place. Okay, so I will move on to my PPT. I'll share my screen now. Yeah. Okay, the renewable future of energy industry, startup stories. Okay, why renewable future? So do you know Elon Musk? Hopefully, at least some of you would have known Elon Musk. I will be speaking about him deeply at the end of this session. So he is called the Einstein of our current age, or the Iron Man, or a Tony Stark of the current age. So what he has told is we are running the most dangerous experiment in history right now, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there is an environmental catastrophe. So it's simply like, everyone, whatever engine or whatever motors or running out here are exhaling carbon dioxide outside. So even we are taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. All the engines do, all the motors do, everything is letting out carbon dioxide. So imagine a world in which we will be having more carbon dioxide and less oxygen. Or imagine a world we will be having more carbon dioxide, less than nitrogen or whatever gases that is required for this environment to run. So we are moving towards that. Or if we are moving in the same way we are right now, we will end up in that environmental catastrophe. So this energy industry is like, even all the governments, till now, till for the past 30, 40 years or for the past 50 years, all the energy industry have been largely occupied by the government organizations. So now we are seeing that some technologies have come up and they are letting it out, many private companies to take it up. And it has been hugely done in other European and American countries. But in India, in North India, there are few energy or electric current companies. So we are in a stage, right? If we start right now to work in this energy industry, in another 10 years, when the energy industry will be $1 trillion business, we will have our fair share of it. See, it is something like, there is a story like before 20 years, 20, 30 years, Google CEO Larry Page, he was a student at Harvard University or something. An Indian professor took him to Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. So he explained everything, this concept of taking every information from the world and putting it in one place. So entirely, this guy Jeff Bezos got some idea, and he thought that, okay, this is going to be the future. After 10 years or 20 years, this is going to rule the world. So he invested almost $1 million in that company, in that new startup company, which was referred by an Indian professor. And what happened is, after 20 years, his share in Google has become 5 to 10 billions. Just imagine, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world right now. So he has become a billionaire by using Amazon. We all know that he is the person who have let us know that there is not required to start 10 companies to become the richest person in the world. We have our Ambanis and Tatas, big corporates. All of them have 10 to 15 companies running parallelly, still being not being in the top world list order. So he has just started one company, that is Amazon, and he has worked in Amazon for 25 years. So for 20 years, in 25 years, he has made a startup company to be the best in the world, and he has become the richest person in the world. And this investment of Jeff Bezos in Google, that 1 million, has made him a billionaire entirely out of Amazon. Even if he is not doing Amazon, or even if he has left out Amazon also, he would have become a billionaire. That right investment, that right prediction of the future is very important. So just imagine, just 20 years back, if Alibaba thought that internet is not going to be anything, and if he has not start this company named Alibaba by Jack Ma, so he would have been nothing by right now. So we need to predict the future correctly, and we need to start now. So that is how this energy industry comes. So the renewable energy industries, the types of renewable energy industries what we have here are wind, geothermal, water, biomass, and solar. So before going into this, I want to explain you in very simple words, in whatever I know, how electricity is generated. So here the concept is simple. We need power. We need energy to run something. So power we need to have, we have till now all these years, we have used oil to power up things. So that is how all these Gulf countries have become so rich, just by selling oil. And even now they predict that this oil is not going to help them in future. Earlier, before 5 years, there was no tax in Gulf. Entirely, the government was so surplus with money, they no need to get tax from people. Now, after 5 years or before 5 years or so, they have put up some 5% tax. And now, currently, after this coronavirus pandemic and all, they have put up 15% tax to the people. So they itself know that. So this is not going to run for a long time. So that itself is a very good sign that we should get into this energy industry. Now, to produce this, electric current, the concept is very simple, guys. Of course, you people are, I think mostly you are from electrical department and all. You know far better than me, a mechanical engineer. The concept is very simple, guys. You put up two magnets, North Pole and South Pole, and there is an armature. The armature means a small metal piece or a metal plate. Actually, when you rotate this armature, the magnetic flux get deviated, and because of that an EMF is generated, that is electromotive force, and due to that current is generated. This is how simply current is generated. Now in a generator, what happens is we use oil to put up a small motor or a small engine to run, and due to that effect we are running this plate. So our concept is we need to run this turbine or this plate in a natural way. So these are the ways, that rotational effect we need to bring in naturally. So wind, geothermal, water, biomass, solar, in which this rotational effect can be brought out directly by wind, geothermal, and water, while the other source of energy, that is biomass, is getting out gas from waste particle. Solar is basically of getting sunlight and moving up electrons by photovoltaic cells and getting electric power. We will see one by one. So first one is wind energy. So what is wind energy? So wind power or wind energy is the use of wind to provide the mechanical power through wind turbines to turn electric generators, and traditionally to do other work like milling or pumping. Very simple. Wind energy, if you see, the right first thing that comes to your mind is windmills. We have big windmills situated even in my place, very nearby to my place, Kanyakumari. We have a milk windmill plant area called Arlwai Modi. Arlwai Modi is a main hub for windmills since there is very huge wind power there. So mainly here the drawbacks of having this windmills, okay, you can produce very good current and all, but you need to have very large space for it. Say if a government is running a windmill or a windmill based plant, then it should have many hundreds of acres to accommodate few hundreds of windmills. That kind of space it will take, because it has very huge fins and all, so it should rotate, so actual space should be there. That is one drawback. And the second biggest drawback is it can't be placed in residential areas. So sometimes if some more wind comes in, or if something kind of cyclone comes in, then what will happen is so these windmills are tend to broke, and it may damage these residential areas. And the third main problem is it kills hundreds of birds every year. Many birds used to die when these windmills fan. So to save all this, so we are going into our first startup story. What a startup company have done with this wind energy is, that is Vortex Bladeless. So you can, if required, you can take out this website www.vortexbladeless.com, and you can check their website how things are done. So this bladeless company, Vortex Bladeless company, has made windmills without blade. So how this works is, Vortex Bladeless is a vortex-induced vibration resonant wind generator. It harnesses wind energy from a phenomenon of viscosity called vortex shedding. So vortex shedding is a concept. How you can say it? See, just imagine there is a light lamp or a street light. These poles what we see here. If a strong wind comes in and splashes it, first thing what may happen is it will have a small vibration effect at the top. At the top range, a small vibration or small rotational effect it will have. It is called vortex shedding. Basically, the bladeless technology consists of a cylinder fixed vertically. So a cylinder is fixed vertically with an elastic rod. So this rod is a bit elastic too. The cylinder oscillates on a wind range, which then generates electricity through an alternator system. In other words, it is a wind turbine which is not actually a turbine. So it doesn't have any blades. I will show you a small video so that in that you will get an idea. So it can be placed in residential areas. You can see that this is the concept here. So this is the animated version of it, and you can see that in this part, actually, in this part, it is having this rotational effect due to the roller placed here. So this is their animated view. I will show you a real life picture of this vortex bladeless windmill. Okay, so this is how this Vortex Bladeless company have thought differently, and they have made their an innovative idea by by making the world a better place. The concept is here. If you see that the major three drawbacks that we have earlier seen, in a huge windmill with big fins and all. So first one was it required a lot of space. So here, many number of these Vortex Bladeless windmills can be placed nearby. So that is first one, space can be saved. Second one is, it can be placed in residential areas, no big damage is going to come. And the third one is no birds are going to die because of this. So this is what Vortex Bladeless company is. Now next we will go to geothermal energy. So by the name itself, you may come to know this is something related to, okay, thermal. Thermal means heat effect, and geothermal, okay, something from the earth's crust. Let's see what it is. Geothermal energy is thermal energy generated and stored in the earth.
Hello, sir. Sujan, sir.
Yeah,
So,
hello.
sir, like your video is not being shown, sir. Only your
Oh, okay.
like your speaking is only being shown presented. Your slides are being not shown, sir.
Oh, my slides are not being shown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The previous video was also not shown, sir.
Okay.
For the braidless wind turbine, also the videos were not shown.
Okay. Just a minute. Is my PPT? Can you view my PPT now? Hello, ma'am. Rama, ma'am.
Yeah,
Sir,
PPT is there, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. We can
You can you
see
can
the
you can see
PPT,
that,
sir.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, is my video running now?
Yeah, now only it is running. Now only it is running, sir. Now only.
Oh, okay, fine, ma'am. If anything goes, something like this, please inform me, ma'am, in middle.
Okay, fine, sir. Okay, fine,
Yeah,
sir.
fine.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So sorry, guys, I didn't know that this thing is happening. So I will play that Vortex Playlist animated view first. So this is an animated view of Vortex Playlist. And this is the point where it rolls, or this is an elastic rod where it rolls. So this is an animated view. I will also show you an real life picture of this. So this is the product which I have been talking about. I think that everyone has seen this video now, and this is how, by this technology they have been saving lot of space and saving birds from getting into this, and also they have been saving. I mean, putting up this. So okay, right now we will go into geothermal energy. So geothermal thermal energy generated and stored in the earth. Thermal energy is the energy that determines the temperature of matter. So geothermal energy is in some part of the world, you all know that, right? If you are digging 100 feet or 200 feet in our earth crust, we will get water. Obviously, that's how we are putting this bore wells and all. So now, earth crust is always very much high in its temperature. Now, in some part of the world, what it happens is this earth crust temperature heats up the water below the below our land surface, and what happens is that water will be becoming vapor. So what these people are doing is they are taking out this vapor and passing it through turbines, and that's how these turbines are running. Now you may have a doubt that how come these turbines are running by passing out the steam or vapor. Just imagine a pressure cooker. After you have cooked up the rice, you are taking out this weight, and that steam will be pushing it out. Can you keep your hand above that for 30 seconds or 1 minute? No, right? It will having huge pressure. Same way, here also they are pressurizing this steam and they will be putting it out in the turbines. And we also have steam engine. That concept is we have been running steam engines for years actually in India. But in steam engines, they are burning coal, and that is how they are generating steam and they are running their engines. So how it works, we will see in a small video.
Hello, sir. Sujan, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like audio. I mean, is there any audio for these videos?
The audio has not been played.
Yeah, no, sir.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Audible now? Is it audible now, ma'am?
No,
Yes,
no.
sir. Yes, audible, sir. Audible. Ma'am, now audible, ma'am.
This background of the video, sir. Is it audible,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah. Background of the video I'm talking about.
Anand, sir.
Ma'am, I'm talking about the background of the video. Is it audible to you?
I'm not
Ma'am, yes,
able to
ma'am.
hear it, sir.
Ma'am,
The
audible
video
only,
is
ma'am.
audio.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It is audible only, right? No issues, right? Someone speak up or come on put in chat. Actually, is videos audio? I mean, video is audible.
So your voice is audible, but the video which you are playing, that voice is not audible. Is there any voice behind it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That is not audible, sir. Your voice is audible.
Fine. I'll speak up between that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'll just play this video in background. Actually, what this concept is, in some part of the world, as I told you earlier, in some part of the world, Earth's crust have lot of vapor inside it. So these vapor, they are taking it out. You can see in this image actually, these vapor, they are taking it out and they are putting inside a pump. So you can see here, Earth's crust have been heating this water. And now they have set up a plant, and this plant so this whatever you can see that in some part of the world it is like that. Fine. So this is the process. They are vaporing it up. All the vapors, they will be processing it here, pressurizing it, and they will put it out on a turbine. So this is what this concept is all about. Another thing what they are doing is in California, they are taking out all the waste water in that entire city, and they are sending this waste water to the soil. So that what happens is, due to this Earth's crust, the water will be becoming vapor, and once more they will take up this vapor in an entire cycle process. So that is totally about geothermal effect. And next one is startup story 2, that is Enerdrape. So what Enerdrape does is, we help existing buildings to save energy and reduce their greenhouse gas emissions with a simple and clean solution without any drastic infrastructure change. Modular geothermal panels are easily installed indoor with a minimum impact on the existing infrastructure. Basically what it is, they have generated geothermal panels, and these panels, where they are putting up is, see, you just imagine a mall. It will be full of air condition in the top. Okay, that is in the main building. But what about the car parking area? In the entire car parking area, in the subways, and in the metroways, I mean the underground metroways, what happens is all these walls will be very much heated up at certain point of time, maybe in afternoon or something like that. So they have generated a kind of geothermal panel which can be placed in these walls. In this image you can see that wherever this red mark is there, so those are the area where temperature will be high. So these panels, if you place it here, these panels absorb the heat energy, and with that heat energy, that can be used for more efficient way of heating up water. And by then, vice versa, they will be heating up water. With that, they will be converting this heat into vapor, and that vapor will be used to generate power. So this is how Enerdrape, a company named Enerdrape works in. So next we will go to water power or hydropower. So I think most of the people will be knowing about this. Hydropower or water power is a power derived from energy of falling or fast running water, which may be harnessed for useful purposes. Obviously, before these nuclear energy or nuclear power has come, for years, our almost 80 to 90 percentage of the power what we have used are from this hydropower plants only. So here the concept is, most of the people would have known, that is, we will be constructing a dam in which three sides will be naturally grown mountains and all. One side we will construct a huge wall and we will pouring out water from a certain height. So when water flows out from that height, it will be having huge force, and that water with that huge force will be struck onto a turbine, and that turbine will rotate. So that is the concept. So Blade Runner Energy, a company named Blade Runner Energy, what they have made is Blade Runner Energy offers a scalable micro hydro solution that harnesses the power found in the natural flow of water without the need of a dam. That is what they are they have created is they have created a type or the type of blade in which there is no need of such a big dam in use. The system incorporates a proprietary rotor with design lines inspired by a natural motion of fluid for enhanced efficiency. That is, we have thousands of rivers in this country. So what Blade Runner has told is they have designed such a kind of turbine or such a kind of rotor that rotates with the force of a running river water. So this whole dam concept and water to be flown on from certain height is not required. So, the flexible power takeoff configuration allows for the generator and power electronics to be housed above the water, dramatically reducing cost while improving reliability. The small system size enables installation and storage by one person, resulting in an energy when you need it system. The total installation of the this concept itself is so simple that is you can just take it and put it in a river whenever it is required. That is an energy when it needed system. So I will, this is the concept. You can see the design of these blades. The design of these blades will be in such a way that this running river, the force from the running river can be used to rotate this rotor. I have a small video also. So this is their experiment. So this is the concept what they have. Yeah, acoustic droplet current profiler. So this is a kind of rope they have tied in, and this is the unit. That white thing what you see is a small unit there, turbine unit, and this is one of their rotors, C-star rotor, and the water flows in due to the force of the flowing water. That rotor rotates. Here you can see that. These rod is connected to this small shaft here, and the shaft is also rotating. You can see that. That directly gets connected to a turbine. This is their star rotor, and this is their world rotor. So we can see the underground view of how world rotor works. Yeah. So this is the world rotor. The design of the rotor is in such a way that it uses the force of the running water. So this entire dam is not required. So this is what Blade Energy is. This is how the company named Blade Energy has efficiently innovated a new concept by which we can this is kind of a the concept which can change the entire energy industry. This whole construction cost can be saved, and more easily we can use this. That is, we can use it as a way that as it is energy when you need it concept. So the past three things, whatever we have seen, that is geothermal energy, wind energy, and this hydro energy are all based on rotational effect. That is, we need to rotate something by natural means to run this turbine, and that way current will be generated. Now we are going to biomass energy. So biomass energy is something like generating gas. So how it works is, biomass is plant or animal material used for energy production or in various industrial process as raw substance for a range of products. It can be purposely grown energy crops, wood or forest residues, waste from food crops, horticulture, food processing, animal farming, or human waste from sewage plants. Okay, so simply, see, you all will have a village background, right? Either your generation or your father's generation or your grandparents' generation. You will definitely have a village background. So you would have come across things like they will be dumping this cow dung and all into a pit. They will make a small pit in every household, and all the wastages will be dumped there. And when time passes, these wastages will generate into gas, mostly like ethane or methane and all. And that gas will be used to used as a gas in our kitchen. That can be replaceable for the kitchen gas. So this is what biomass is. What Enercom, a startup company, a startup story for a company named Enercom does is, Enercom is a Montreal-based clean tech company. Founded in 2000, the Enercom technology converts pre-treated municipal solid waste into transportation fuels and chemicals. Manufactured waste biomass instead of fossil sources like petroleum and natural gas. Enercom technology produces ethanol and renewable chemicals that are used in a broad range of industrial and consumer applications. Simply, they have taken this concept from our villages or their villages or something like that, and they have scaled it up. So they have not, what I feel is they have not innovated something new, but they have just scaled it up. They have taken a city, and that entire city waste, they are collecting it, and they are running these biomass big pits and all, and they are generating gas, and that gas is being sold out in gas stations. And then with some byproducts of this waste, they are also making renewable plastic products. So I have a small video for it. So this is a kind of a city they have totally taken. And this is their process. First, waste will be waste, and they are collecting it, and they are getting it into Enercom, and their gasification is done, and gas has been removed. And they are creating methanol, ethanol, and all that will be sold out in gas station. And with that byproducts, they are creating plastic materials. And I'll show their plant. So this is their total plant actually. So this is how they are collecting the waste products, and they have also built in world's first kind of bio refinery. And also some mobile refineries, that these refineries can be taken from one place to another. It also need not require that they have to bring in all the waste from one part to their refinery. So this is what Enercom is totally about. After seeing this, what I felt was, I have an office at Tambaram actually. I used to always take this radial road from Thuraipakam to Krombed, that radial road. And in that radial road, you can nearby to that IT park, you can find that, Chennai's dump yard. Millions of tons of waste materials are put up there. Now, after knowing about Enercom, whenever I see that, I always feel that that waste is something of worth millions of rupees. Imagine if you are starting up a company like this, you have zero cost for your raw materials, and people or the government are ready to give their waste to you because they don't know how to handle it. That is why it is all dumped there for years. So just imagine a company with raw materials of zero cost, and whatever you make it, you are changing it into money. So this is one of the best idea actually, Enercom. Next, solar energy. So solar energy is, I think, is obviously you all know about solar energy. It's a light efficient, and they generate current from sunlight. So solar energy is what at least one sector that was open to private till now. And we are seeing solar street lights and small and solar water heaters, etc. and all. But a man named Elon Musk, whom I have told you first, he has started a company named Solar City. So what this Solar City does is, so in 2016, Musk announced that Tesla would be introducing a new product called the Tesla Solar Roof, where the photovoltaic energy generating devices and system would make up an entire roof surface rather than merely be the mounting of solar panels on an existing roof, as solar energy systems have generally been designed and installed during the early decades of terrestrial solar power. That what he has designed is, he has made, whatever solar panels you would have seen till now, it will have these small lines there, like small boxes there. Whenever you see that solar panel in one shot, you can find that, okay, this is a solar panel, you can find that. So this guy, he has made solar panels in rooftop tiles. You can never find out that these rooftop tiles are solar panels. Such a design he have made it, and what he is saying, that he stated, it is not a thing on a roof, it is the roof. It is not something like you have mounted solar panels in your roof. You will feel that solar paneling is the roof. So in late October 2016, assorted styles of solar roof tiles made of a type of glass were unveiled at Universal Studios Colonial Street. Also unveiled was the Tesla Powerwall 2, a home battery product designed to store surplus power either from the tiles or from the grid. Consumer Reports compared the estimated economy of solar roofs to traditional roofing. So another thing what he has done is, he has made a Powerwall 2, that is a power battery or a home battery system in which you can save your current from the polar energy. And another thing what he has set up is, in villages, you would have known that there is called something called society. Every home almost will have a cow, and after getting the milk from that cow, whatever milk is balance is there, they will sell it in this society, and the society will give the money to them, and that society will be selling it to private companies or government companies like Avin and all in Tamil Nadu. So same concept he has applied here. So whatever current after using in your home, you can sell to the same company, Solar City, or the company, the society made by this company, and then they will give you money, and that current they will be selling it to private factories or governments. So when you are inserting or when you are putting up these tiles in your roof itself, they will be assuring minimum this much monthly rupees. Say like after using all your power bank, you will be saving this much, say like megawatts of power that can be sold out to this much rupees. So minimum 10,000 rupees you will earn from this. So that is what Solar City is. And Consumer Reports compare the estimated economy of solar roof to traditional roofing. They're basing this solar roofing, the price for this is same as equal to that of traditional roofing. So no difference in price money also. So that was his innovative idea. I'll show you a small animated video. So this is what a solar city that he has been building. And these are the solar panel roofings above homes. You can see that roofings. And here this area is the power watt, the battery saver. And after your use, you can send it to that society. And they will be selling it to other companies. So this is the whole concept, Solar City. And they have an entire grid up there working on it. So this is what Solar City is all about. Okay, so these are the five main energies that can renewable energies, and the different startup companies that have innovatively made ideas by changing this world. Now, the owner of this, or the main idea or the idealist or the main innovator behind this solar city is a man named Elon Musk. Some of you would have known this guy, but this is the person who have inspired me, a lot. Actually, I really want to talk about this guy to you. We all have that concept that when we start up a company, say like we are starting a company, I have seen people, who have been running one company or one business for their entire lifetime, or people who have been employed in some company or in a government organization. Most of the parents, will be, in some government organizations or working somewhere. They'll be doing that job right from the starting of the career for the entire 20-30 years. Most of minimum of, say, like around 60% of the people are like that. But our ability to do things, or what we can do in a lifetime, is entirely different. And that this guy has showed us that working really hard can bring up things, can change up things to a very huge extent. Usually even I work for 40 hours a week. That is my timing. 40 hours. If you consider 8 hours in a day, for 5 days it will take 40 hours. But he is working for like 100 hours in a week. And even as a child, that when he was something like 10 years or 12 years old, he made a small game and he sold out to a company for something around $2,000 or $3,000 when he was 12 years old. And then when we got graduated, his first company was x2.com. And whatever company he has started and whatever startups he has started, everything is based on future tech. So nothing is of like yesterday's technology, or he has not tried to improve something that is already there. He has always tried to create entirely new things. So at that time, like before 20-30 years, now we have a lot of options to send money across the world. But before 20-30 years, there was no option to send money across the world. So what this guy has done is he has created a company named x2.com. In x2.com, using this website, you can send and receive money from any part of the world to any part of the world. When we started it, it was first of its kind. Then the technology giant PayPal bought that x2.com and they both linked it together. Now PayPal is totally an money transferring app. Even I am using PayPal actually. So this was his second venture. And then what he did is once he created something, he didn't, after one point of, say, after creating this company, after one point of time, it is nothing like to do new. So what to do beyond this? To just go on to a daily life, or he has created a system. In that system, he has to pass through the daily basis. So he didn't like that. So he sold out his entire shares and then started a company named Tesla. So Tesla is the world's most efficient electric car company. And while making this Tesla car, or while innovating this Tesla car, a total of around 113 patents he has generated. Just imagine. I have seen people who have been done PhDs and who have been professoring in the topmost colleges and universities of the world, having 1 or 2 patents. So he and his company has 113 patents in just generating this one car. And whatever electric car is in market right now, I think it's Hyundai Kona that was released in Tamil Nadu. It has some 400 kilometer or some mileage, but this thing has 500, 600 kilometers. And it is using an entirely new technology. That the technology by which what I got so much attracted is, this system has brakes. This car has brakes, but even if you take the car back, take the accelerator back, take your leg from your accelerator, that itself will act as a brake. So actually in real case, only in case of accidents or suddenly you need to press the brake, you can use the brake. Else, even if you take your leg from the accelerator, automatically that car will stop actually. So that is another technology he has used. So this is Tesla. And this next company what he have started is SpaceX. So SpaceX, this is one of another company that I got so much inspired to do, because in second year, I think when I was in college, they took me to this Timba Equatorial Rocket Launching Center in Trivandrum. So where in the museum, obviously in that and their technology stuff area, they didn't take us. We were in their small museum is there, and we went to the museum, and there I came to know that from the from the tour guide there, this entire rocket system what they are being built, it is used to take up this satellite above space in space, and then what happens to this rocket? The rocket blasts off there itself, or they will just leave that rocket in the space. If you consider, take the price, the 70 to 80 percentage of the entire price for for launching this satellite to the space is only this rocket's cost. So I thought at that time, is it not possible to bring back this rocket down and all? Then the next day I forgot. Obviously, like any other guy at that age or like any other person, the next day I forgot about that. And after 5-6 years, I came to know that okay, a guy named Elon Musk has done this. And on the process of making this, he had something around 400-500 million rupees in his hand, and the company worked for around 10 to 15 years. Launching 3 of their rockets, which were an absolute failure. And he had some amount of money left only for the last and 4th trial. In that trial also, the rocket blasts off or doesn't land properly, then his entire money is gone. He will run into bankruptcy. Many people in the tech world has told him that never do this mistake, don't do this. But he took up the entire risk and invested on his 4th rocket, which obviously landed. The image what you are seeing in the PPT now, it's not the image of rocket taking off. It is the image of rocket landing. I don't know, even if you don't know Elon Musk, many of you would have been seen the landing video of these rockets in YouTube and all. He became so famous after creating this company called SpaceX, and he aims to create a colony in Mars by 2025. That is the mission of this company named SpaceX. Just imagine a man's lifetime, what are all things he can do. And the next company what he has started is Hyperloop One. So Hyperloop One is a technology in which they have a huge tube. Just imagine instead of this railway track, you have a tube in it, and inside tube you have capsules, and in capsules you can go and sit. This is in the image whatever you are seeing here are small capsules. In the capsules you can sit, and these capsules can be sent in a speed of 400 to 500 kilometer per hour inside this tube. So ultimately I can reach from Chennai to Kanyakumari in my hometown in less than 2 or 3 hours. It is more faster than a bullet train. This project has been, by this company named Hyperloop One. This project has been done in India. They are constructing a trial tube from Mumbai to Pune, and that project is on work actually. So this is what Hyperloop One is. This is just 4 companies I have told you, but actually he has created around 10 companies. You can just go and Wikipedia, do search in Google, and in Wikipedia you can see actually he is just 52 or 53 years old right now. So just imagine, he has started at say like 20 years or 22 years. In 30 years, how much companies he has started? And all these companies, whatever you are seeing here, are entirely future tech. That is nothing like that you have heard it before. So the last thing, guys, what I want to tell you is never let your schooling or college interfere your education. This line I have heard it from a person named Siddharth. Actually, is kind of my mentor also. So what he always used to say, tell me this, and I always used to tell this to my students or wherever I go for training. Never let your schooling or college interfere your education. Don't think that you have done your schooling, you know something. And once your college is completed, you have done 4 years, you have become an engineer, you know everything, you are fit for this world. No. Always keep on educating yourself. And only that will allow you to sustain in this world, not succeed. Succeeding is different thing. Even in the coming years, if you want to sustain, you need to educate yourself constantly. So this is all about the renewable energy and its effects. So before closing up, I want to share you something about my company actually, that is Iconic Geeks. So what I have done, after talking about all these startups and all the persons like Elon Musk, being an entrepreneur myself, what I have done, I will tell you that. So back in 2011 or something, I was in college, and I got a chance to learn these CAD based softwares. So after learning there some software, they actually offered me to teach classes there. And for 3-4 years, I have taken class. And even when I was in Visakhapatnam, in part time, I used to work in CAD centers and all. So with all those experience, I had this teaching experience, and I was educating many people on these design based softwares. But in the same time, me and my friends, actually, I have a team who noticed that these softwares or these courses have been priced very high, actually priced very high. So in front of my eyes, I have seen many people, many students going out without having the money to learn this. So if we bring this energy, or if we bring this energy into, if you bring this process in online, we can actually reduce the price to 80% or 70% of below it. So I had this idea, and at that time I didn't have the source. And after finishing, and while I am doing in my work and all, a thing called Byju's happened. So when Byju's came in, Byju's opened up an entire market for online learning in India. So with that, I have started a company named Iconic Geeks, and with that, what I do is I actually teach students online. That course, by the way of recorded videos. The main concept is, what the main plus point of my company is, all these online courses, they never do after post selling their product, they never do this thing called service oriented thing. What if the students have doubts? What if the students have in doubt in video editing, or in their software how to install? So all these process I have sorted out there, and we are giving that certification also. I'll just share my screen for that. So in this, we mainly do video tutorials, and these are the softwares we have. I think most of the students who are at EEE and ECE, who have AutoCAD 2D, 3D, AutoCAD Electrical, AutoCAD, VLSI, and Embedded System. These softwares we have, and we have software installation guidelines. And if doubt comes, if after starting learning, if doubt comes, you can message us from inside your website itself, and that doubts can be cleared via messages or videos or even live chat. And we do provide certification that when you complete 2D and electrical on AutoCAD, we provide a certificate named Draftsman. And then once you finish AutoCAD and VLSI, we provide a certificate named Designer. And then in Embedded System, once you finish, we provide a certificate named Analyst. And the pricing is, of course, 80% lesser than the traditional view. So I'll share my website to you. So this is my www.iconicgeeks.com. So in the website, once if you come inside, you can choose any of the course, and here you can watch a promo of a video, how the video will be. I'm not sure you are able to hear the audio right now. So you can go here and see the video and how the video is, how the classes are taken, etc. And you can enroll in course and pay it and start learning. So this is how Iconic Geeks works. And I'll show you a login area, how our student will get their area to be. So if you give the mail ID and password, once you are into this, so once you are into this will be your view. So this mechanical, only AutoCAD, you have 7 hours of classes once you are into it. You can go inside and play the video and start learning. So this is what, and yeah, of course, if you have any doubts, I have a contact option here. You can go inside contact and you can text me or the tutor, whoever it is who are taking you this class, so that your doubts will be clarified within 24 hours. So this is what my first startup company, that what I have done. So okay, guys. So hopefully, we have come to this end of this session. I think you have liked this session. And before going, there are 125 plus members who have joined this this webinar. So just as my token of a gift to you, so this software, which is of around, that is a software which is of around $100, that is 7,000 rupees, that is AutoCAD 2D, 3D and AutoCAD electrical, which will be of around 20 hours of class. I'm giving, since Jairaj sir and all has requested me to go down on the prices due to this, whatever coronavirus lockdown has come to. So I have been sending you a link. Actually, if you use this link, you can get it for a mere 900 rupees plus taxes for me. So if anyone is interested, you can text me in my mail ID. My mail ID is shijinsu@gmail.com, shijinsu@gmail.com. If anyone requires that, please contact me. Okay. So with this, I'll come to the end of the session. Thank you all. Hello. Rama ma'am.
Hello, sir. I'm Dr. Nalini.
Yeah,
thank you for your informative session. I hope all the participants would have had an eye-opener to the future of renewable energy. I like to ask the participants, if there is any questions, you can ask the speaker, or you can put it in the chat box. Is there any questions? The session is still open. You can ask questions. Okay, as sir told, you can contact him for the future endeavors. And also in the chat box, the link for the feedback is given. I request all the participants to fill in the feedback form. Only those who have attended the full session and complete the feedback form only will receive the e-certificate. So kindly don't forget to fill in the feedback form. After completing the feedback form, you can leave the session.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for your informative speech, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I will also put up my mail ID in the chat box. If anyone has to contact me, they can contact me. Yeah, okay. Fine. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Kindly, all the participants, before leaving, fill in the feedback form. Complete the feedback form.
How to fill, ma'am?
The link is given. Kindly check the chat box. Bikrant, once again, you kindly post the feedback link, ma. Yes, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Excellent class, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Sir, thank you so much, ma'am.
Kandipa.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, yes, ma'am.
My name is Swati Lakshmi, BSc Physics second year.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell me.
In the link www.iconicgigs.com. Actually, engineering students, எல்லா ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸுமே அவங்களோட டவுட் கிளியர் பண்ணலாம்.
சார் கொடுத்திருக்காரு பாருங்க, shijin@gmail.com. chat boxல செக் பண்ணுங்களேன். shijin@gmail.com. அது சாரோட மெயில் ஐடி, ஸ்பீக்கரோட மெயில் ஐடி. You can contact him.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Kindly fill in the feedback form, ma'am, before leaving. Only those who have completed the feedback form will receive the e-certificate.
Okay.
So after completing your feedback form, we'll verify your attendance and surely you'll get the e-certificate as early as possible. Yes, sir, sure. The recorded video will be available. We'll send it. Don't forget to fill in the feedback form. The link is given. Deepak, kindly post the speaker's mail ID again. Somebody is asking for. Both will be done, sir. It will be uploaded on Triple's YouTube, MGR Triple's YouTube, as well as if you're requesting personally, we will mail it to you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
மேம் ஃபுல் வீடியோ வந்து ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் அனுப்ப முடியுமா மேம்? ஷேர் பண்ண
ரெக்கார்ட்
முடியுமா?
எங்களோட யூடியூப் சேனல்ல வந்து நாங்க அதை போஸ்ட் பண்ணுவோம் சார்.
யூடியூப் சேனல் நேம் மேம்?
ஆமா, நாங்க அந்த லிங்க் வந்து உங்க எல்லாருக்குமே நாங்க அனுப்புறோம்.
ஓகே மேம், தேங்க்யூ மேம். அனுப்பிடுங்க.
எஸ் எஸ், தேங்க்யூ. The recorded session will be posted in the official YouTube channel of the Triple Department, MGR University.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, madam. Ayyapan, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Madam, and the feedback form, எப்படி madam?
Sir, அந்த லிங்க் இருக்கு பாருங்களேன், அதை ஃபில் பண்ணுங்களேன். தீபக், திரும்ப அந்த லிங்க் போட, ஃபீட்பேக் ஃபார்ம் லிங்க் போடுங்க. ஷேர் ஆயிருக்கு பாருங்க சார், சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல இருக்கு பாருங்க அந்த ஃபீட்பேக் ஃபார்ம் அப்படின்னு. அதை கிளிக் பண்ணி அது உள்ள டீடைல் எல்லாத்தையும் ஃபில் பண்ணுங்க. ஃபில் பண்ணிட்டு சப்மிட் பண்ணுங்க. எஸ் சார். Thank you all for attending this webinar.
Nalini madam, thanks ma'am.
Thank you ma'am.
Thank you sir. Anand sir, thank you.
Ma'am, the feedback form fill பண்ணி அனுப்பிச்சிட்டேன் ma'am, பாருங்க ma'am.
Yes sir. Okay sir. Thank you sir.
Thank you ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Thank you sir. Participants are sharing many feedback. The session was nice. The session was informative. And many of you are asking whether the recorded video will be available. Surely it will be available in our official YouTube channel. And on personal request, we will post it to you to your personal mail ID. After filling in the feedback form, the participants are requested to leave the meeting so that we can close the session. If you have completed filling the feedback form, we will verify your attendance in that, and your e-certificate will be posted to your mail ID. Kindly post the feedback link. Somebody is asking. Kindly post the feedback link. Vikrant. Some people are asking for the feedback link. Shyamla, ma'am. Ms. E. Shyamla. Ms. Priya Bharadwaj. For your reference, the feedback link is being posted now. Email certificates will be issued for the active participants after completing the feedback form. After completing the feedback form, I request all the participants to leave the session. At this moment, I would also like to thank Ms. Rama, Mr. Jayarajan for coordinating this event, and I also thank all the student members who actively participated and also who coordinated to make this event a grand success. Thank you one and all. Have all of you filled in the feedback form? Once you have filled in the feedback form, kindly leave the session. Somebody is asking for the feedback form again. Kindly send the link.
Nalima, we'll close in 5 minutes, ma'am. Nalima, we'll close the session in 5 minutes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Only 22 participants are there. I hope the participants would have left.
Some of them are getting inside the room.
Yeah, okay.
Now only they're getting inside the room.
Okay.
So I think so we can stop.
Yes, ma'am. You kindly close, ma'am. And also, I suppose you can send the feedback form to the participants' mail ID. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank
You
you.
end the session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the student members to make this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Arafat, you can close the session, ma'am.
Kindly end the session.